Live from New York, it's Ask an Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome
Definitely
to another fantastic Ask an Engineer. I'm Lady Ada. I'm the engineer, but I also have Colin.
Sure. Hi.
You're gonna act like an engineer,
Yeah,
part-time.
I'm a creative engineer.
Creative engineer.
Yes,
and of course, we also have Phil on camera control.
Yeah.
We're doing all sorts of technical stuff, so there may be technical issues, but so far, smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Here.
So this is the first time we've successfully simulcast to YouTube and to Ustream. Simulcast.
Wow.
It's
Is that
happening.
like multicasting?
Yeah. And it's like
is it?
multicasting. Simulcast and
multitasking.
multicast. Yeah.
It's like twin
Casting.
bi-casting.
We're bycasting.
Yeah.
We're on both YouTube and
Yeah, both YouTube
And Ustream. Although we don't know where the heck the Ustream stream is, but it's there somewhere.
Yeah, Becky's in the chat, so I'm hoping she can chase down the YouTube URL for people who want to switch off Ustream. But
That would be handy.
Yeah, we'll see. There's all sorts of fun things going
It says we've
on.
been doing it for like 2 minutes. Who knows? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll figure that out.
Boy, it's complicated.
YouTube. All right, but we've got an exciting show today. Best pals here.
Yeah.
We're going to show off all sorts of cool stuff. We've got discount coupons. We've got new products. We've got demos. Tell them what's on tonight's show, Phil.
Okay, on tonight's show, the code is Father's Day 2013 because Father's
Why
Day
is
is
it?
still there's still a little bit more time left. Father's Day's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
We're
get the
gonna
certificate?
we're gonna do the show and tell. Talk about all the things on the show and tell. We're gonna introduce the Summer of Solar. We've got Packet the Mailbag. He's gonna read some mail.
Nice animation there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Some new things from the Adafruit learning system. Maybe some 3D Thursday. We'll talk about the latest Circuit Playground.
Ooh.
Wearable Wednesday. Pi Day. New products. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to have a trivia question. All that and more on Ask an Engineer.
We are full of animations.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of stuff today.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool.
Oof. Okay.
So
All right, let's start out.
Yeah, so you guys, I'm going to do a couple things over here, but why don't you talk about what was on the show and tell?
That's right. We just did the show and tell, as we always do.
That was a
every
lot of stuff, too.
Saturday at 9:30. So we had a couple people. We had Mr. Vanderpool first. Mr. Vanderpool had a couple of cool projects. First off, he's got the Google Glass, so he can take he took a photo of the show and tell.
He was being sly. He didn't even mention that. He's just like
He's just got this
rocking
thing
that.
on my
And then
face.
he's like, so anyway, I
He
got
also
the pie.
made he made a Pi laptop. He made a Pi
Right.
car computer. What else did he do? Do you remember? He had like 4
the
projects.
sprinkler that
Oh
was
yeah.
controlled
He
by
had the
events.
sprinkler, and it's controlled by his Google Calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty intense.
I gotta make more stuff. Jeez, people.
Yeah, he kind of went. He went a little
Wow.
crazy. And then we had Josh back, and
Right.
Josh, right? His name Josh, who has the watch kit, and he's making a Father's Day present
Yes.
for his dad, and
Yep.
he made an awesome 3x3x3
Like
blue.
nice double stacked boards.
Yeah,
it's really
it's
tight
a really
and compact.
sweet LED cube with 27 LEDs, and it like does some stuff. And what's cool is it's like it'll last forever. And he made like a USB cable and a power cable, and it's on batteries, and they had an LCD for the box, and so it's just like a
Yep.
pretty.
But he's
sweet
keeping
gift.
the LCD.
Keep
That's
the
just a
LCD.
temporary.
Just for display.
Anyway, don't mean
Just
to
for
dwell.
display.
That's cool. He loves his dad.
Okay, then we had Jeremy. Jeremy S. came back, and he had shown off his like plane light project, and he kind of went crazy.
Yeah, he's adding every piece of electronics
He added
possible
everything.
to it.
He's like, well, I might as well add a GPS. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, I might as well add an
It's
XP.
a camera. And I put an LCD
camera,
on it.
and a thing, and a GPIO, and LEDs, and it's got these NeoPixels. So hopefully, maybe we'll see a picture, a video of this. Of
Yeah,
this
I'll have to
plane.
show it to my grandfather, actually. He's a huge plane builder. He loves it.
Yeah.
He's 90. Grandpa, don't watch this because I forgot how old you are.
All right.
All right. And tomorrow's Father's Day, so that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. Do we have anybody else on the show? Phil?
Let's see. There was the fellow with the Google Glass and all his
Mr.
projects.
Mike Vanderpool.
We have the fellow with the watch. We had
Josh.
Lance, who showed the
Oh,
on-air
right,
thing.
Lance. Lance, that was the last one. Lance
The
showed
Pi
up.
camera, did you do that one?
Oh, the Pi camera too. Right. There was the Pi camera, which is a Raspberry Pi with Wi-Fi and a little camera board. It's in our case, and it has a battery pack. And basically, it's a battery-powered Wi-Fi camera, so you can take photos of like anywhere you want, and it will connect over Wi-Fi when you take it home, and it will like upload your photos to like Google Plus or like Flickr or Dropbox. So that's kind of a fun project. It's,
Yeah, it has the switch right
it
on
has
top.
a
the
nice
push
little
button
switch, the GPIO switch. That's kind of a nice thing you do with the Pi because it's like you could make a little like it's It's like that little extra interactivity that the Raspberry Pi has, because you can have a GPIO pin, which I really like. And then Lance had, he heard last time we were talking about having like an on-air sign for show and tell and ask engineer.
Right.
We're working on that. And so he figured out the API. It's actually a very simple SSL, non-authenticated JSON interface, and you can go there and then you just search for show and tell, and then you just find the Adafruit ID, and then you can have the LED light up. So he has a little LED that tells him when it's time for show and tell.
A little flashing green light.
Yeah.
It's an on-air
Which
light,
is awesome.
which could be handy
It's
for things like this.
Especially awesome since
For you, for us, yeah.
Twitter just killed their non-authenticated API.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't been keeping up with that.
If you have any Twitter
to know.
projects, they don't work anymore. They just killed the old API.
FYI, yeah.
FYI. So we have a couple of projects that we're working on. We have a couple Twitter-based projects, and
Which
basically they
you're
just
stopping or
No, we have to just figure out how to use the new API. But
Oh,
it's
okay,
now
okay,
you
okay.
have to have a Twitter account to use it. You cannot
Right, okay, so
search.
it's not just like all I did was like OAuth or something with iOS when I used it, but that's
Yeah,
different.
but like, what if
okay.
you have an Arduino?
Right,
You can't do OAuth.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I didn't-
Anyways, anybody who showed their project on the show and tell gets this fabulous sticker as shown over there next to Colin. It's not that big. It's not actually like 3 feet tall, 4 feet wide. It's actually like this big.
That would be cool though. Can we get one like that?
We showed like a big poster. And just email support@adafruit.com and you'll get your sticker. It's a really nice vinyl sticker and put it on your project. And if you want to show up on the next show and tell, just leave a message on a Google Plus page at plus.google.com/plus_Adafruit. Say you want to join the next show and tell. Comment. We'll add you to the circle. We'll invite you next Saturday at
The fellow's name
9:30.
with the watch is John, by the way.
John.
Not Josh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
The other one was Josh.
Jeremy.
No. There was another one.
There is no Josh. There's Mike and Lance. James.
What? James.
Yeah.
Too many J's.
It's tough, man. It's a blur of
I
great
remember
projects
all of them,
and stuff.
and I'm running
just
this
like,
show here. What's going on over here? On this?
Look.
We got to switch sides.
Look,
I
you didn't hear me.
I have like data sheets memorized, but I can't do names. Okay, especially
And then-
names if I just met the person. I'll write them down next time.
Yeah.
We were so excited doing all the technical stuff. Anyways,
All right.
you gonna move on?
Yeah. Moving on. Okay, we're going to do some news. We're going to introduce Colin. We're going to do all this stuff. We're going to try to get through everything, and I'm going to try to keep doing this. Colin and I were spending a lot of fun time doing lighting and sound and all this. Still working on stuff. It's a lot of fun. But
We have to move on.
we have to
The
move on.
show must go on.
Yeah.
You gotta
okay.
cut
So
the
big
mustard.
news in the world of open source hardware. The Open Source Hardware Summit that's coming up in September.
That's right. In Boston.
Yeah. Tickets are on sale.
Oh, that's
Buy
stuff on you,
tickets.
doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can get to Boston, it's there. It's like a Kreisky or something, an MIT campus. It's a good excuse to go to MIT campus.
Speakers unannounced, but we know for sure there's going to be a speaker there. Becky Stern.
Yeah?
She's going to be talking about open source and
Good
wearable
show.
electronics and all that.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that's worth it right there.
You have it. We know at least one speaker. Secret. You can collect them all.
Yeah. Next up, this is some things in the world of Adafruit. So we just put our all of our distributors up. We went through and made sure they're all posted.
Yeah, we
And-
did a good job with
Yeah.
adding all the distributors,
Yeah.
and now we're highlighting them every
Yeah.
day.
Every single day we have a post about some distributor in the world.
We're doing like the Asia region right now, right?
Yeah, Asia, Europe,
Yeah.
South America, all
Yeah.
over. So we have hundreds of distributors, and when we post these, there's more distributors. This show is worldwide. There's still some places that we're looking for a fantastic distributor where it's difficult to get products there because of postal systems or because of high taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Brazil is one. So if you guys have a favorite, if you're out there in Brazil and you're watching the show, we do have a lot of
Yeah.
viewers out there. Find a great electronics company that wants to stock our stuff because Brazil has really high import fees,
Yeah.
and their postal system for first class just has high rates of loss and delay.
Yeah, Brazil recently, they're being very protectionist. They're trying to get all the manufacturing to occur in Brazil. If you have the factory in Brazil, you don't have to pay these high taxes.
Yeah.
So they're trying to. I mean, we're excited to sell to Brazil. We're not so excited to start a factory in Brazil. It's hard enough for anyone here in New York.
Yeah. So next up, Adafruit Jobs Board. Speaking of, let's do a little Colin history. Colin, how did you and I meet? Speaking of jobs boards and things like that.
Well, there wasn't a jobs board,
there
but
wasn't.
you were looking for someone to sort of monitor / run the Make Flickr pool,
That's
I
right.
believe, and you put
Yeah.
a blog post up.
Yeah, and you came out to the Etsy
And
in
yeah,
the Etsy building.
I'd seen
Make had a
prior.
office.
I'd seen you guys prior.
Yeah.
At the Etsy events handmade music
Yeah.
night. And yeah, basically
Make didn't have a
from-
jobs board. All I had was my make blog. I didn't have a make jobs board.
The blog was the board, and I said, hey, I remember I was really usually sheepish with that stuff, but I'm like, this one I'm gonna say it here. I'd be perfect for this. I remember I wrote that. Send. I'm like, would I be? Yes.
Wait, Jason. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then
But you did it.
and they're like, okay, come on,
Yeah.
by, and you know, and I was
Yeah.
like,
That was
It's
it.
been great.
And it's the beginning of a beautiful journey.
there it is.
Yeah.
Here I am today, guys.
Yeah, and what's funny is I met Mark DeVink, who was at
Right.
Make for a long time, same way. He showed up at one of these events,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the things I always wanted to make at Make was a maker jobs board.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't happen. Lots of things going on at Make. So this is from
But
the
now-
Adafruit jobs board.
Okay.
So Voltaic is looking for.
They're in Brooklyn.
Yeah, they're in Dumbo actually.
Oh yeah, I know.
Dumbo.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool area.
Yeah.
Very loud.
Pricey.
And
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Voltaic is looking for a solar test engineer.
yeah.
And if you're in the New York area and you want to do something with what we think is one of the best solar companies, we get some of our solar panels from them.
Do you love making voltage current graphs? This is the job for you.
This is a job for
Could
you.
happen.
So adafruit.com/jobs. And if you're a maker looking for skills, if you're a company looking for someone, we approve all of them. And we post them up. No spam, no
This is
nothing, no
great.
fee. All you have to be is a Adafruit customer, and not even, just register for an account. So we do that. However, there's more. This is all part of Summer of
Solar.
So
Solar, not the enemy, like solar, but solar, as in the sun.
yeah. So
Who's
this,
solar.
this
I don't know,
kid-
some like villain, and he uses
Right.
like
okay.
solar
All right,
rays.
it's,
or something.
Yeah.
Solar.
hypothetical.
So three pale people are going to talk about solar now.
Yeah, I know.
I was in the sun today
You're
for
not
like
that-
Yeah.
like 4 hours.
Pale, really.
So
You look good.
I can react to the sun. You guys are
Well, I
very
put on
I-
sunscreen. I still enjoy the sun.
Whenever-
I just don't get cozy with it.
I have to take my hard shell off, before I go on camera.
Your
so,
carapace?
Yeah, so that's why.
So the
it's
Summer
all
of
milky.
Solar is going to be our summer celebration of all the cool things that you can do with solar. So you'll see some blog posts about it. You'll see
Blogs.
some stuff in the community side of things, like Facebook and Google Plus and Twitter. And then you'll see some projects from Becky, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
that will be using some solar stuff for wearables and things. So that's
Sweet.
coming up. Yep. Next,
All summer long.
yeah. Next
Do a lot
up.
of solar. I always think that's too little power where you can get a lot.
Next up,
You
some
need a
new-
lot with a big
some,
panel, yeah.
Some news, and we'll keep moving on. This isn't the news. I have to mention. The Supreme Court ruled human genes may not be patented. How do you guys feel about this?
I'm pro. I have these jeans.
Pro not patenting them or pro.
The human genes can't be patented.
You're just pro.
A company can't say, "Hey, we
Yeah.
we sequence this
Yeah.
gene. It's a patent. We're going to patent
But
it."
can you? Did they? Is it because they're patenting the test for that gene?
No, it's and I can actually read this.
What was it that they were patenting? Because I know that they can test.
Okay. Supreme Court said human genes cannot be patented. A decision that could shape the future of medical and genetic research, profound effects on pharmaceuticals and agriculture. Judge Thomas wrote, however, synthetic DNA, called either cDNA or sDNA, can get patent protection.
And how is that?
We're-
How's the
we're-
difference
But
defined?
not the gene itself.
We're-
They can make their own. They can make different genes, but not.
But let's say if you make your own genes.
So if it's a naturally occurring gene, it can't be patented.
apparently humans.
But an
But
engineered
you
gene.
could engineer the gene, and then you can patent it.
Well, who's gonna try to patent
Yeah.
Great. Oh,
Basically-
patent Einstein. Hey, that's
basically,
great.
my future where Blade Runner happens is getting closer and closer every
Yeah.
day. Because now everybody's going to say, okay, I can't patent human genes. Fine, I'm going to make
Eyes.
Android. Yeah, I just make eyes. I just make eyes.
I just.
I
have
just
you
do
guys,
eyes.
have you guys seen that the 23andMe where you can
Yeah, I did it.
have your gene? Yeah, I did
Yeah, I
it
did
too.
23andMe.
I just really did.
Yeah.
Recently did it. It's cool.
Yeah, it's neat. And they keep doing more tests, so you find out more information.
Yeah,
later.
so it keeps coming out. I like analyzing my genes, and then I went and put on my
Yeah.
VR headset.
I have to look
and
into
knew
this
it was
because
the
I
future.
know the big debate was whether you could patent tests for genes, like the BRCA gene. The test can only be done by one company, and it's like $15,000. So, but it's a gene in a human. So the question is whether that it means that you can no longer patent those tests.
I think
like,
the tests are
the
different.
sequence.
The tests are different than like we discovered this gene where we can patent it. Like you can never.
But you
use
still
this
have to sequence it to make it match, and then like that's how you do. It's like if it matches, that's how you know that the person is positive. I think,
As
right?
long as they're just patenting like the methodology, not just the. if you got tea in a bottle, that's patented. You can't do that. No, how you put the tea in the bottle, right? Like software.
So it'll be
Can of
My
worms.
tea.
Head
So
soap,
it'll be
whatever.
interesting. We should all read up on this and
I gotta figure this
and
out.
understand it. But I think this is a good sign because imagine it going the other way. Oh, like if you discover a gene, you can patent it. If anyone is looking for it or uses it, it's a patent. Like that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, we
So,
should actually have to look this
yeah.
up. I think it's very complicated, but
No doubt.
well, what's interesting is there's patents on plant gene. You can patent plant genes.
You have to see if
not human
what
genes.
changes. Yeah.
Let's be
I
engineered.
kind of think
If
like
you Colin, you're half plant, so this.
I don't mind. Yeah. Tell them. I don't care.
all
right.
right. So next,
Moving along.
moving right along. So here we go. This is Packet the Mailbag. This is our new Packet animation.
Hi, Packet.
Hello. Okay.
What do you think he does?
He's just
Like-
collects
Sends
letters.
mail.
Okay.
All right.
Never mind.
So this is from the mailbag. Hi guys, I just put together a data logger shield on my Arduino Uno. I want to tell you that your stuff is awesome. The docs, the libraries, instructions, all top shelf. I had the thing up and running 90 minutes. I'm a 50-something hardware hacker, and I'm having a ball with in the Arduino world. I'm sure you hear this all the time. I built a ton of Heathkits when I was a teenager. When surface mount technology showed up, they were doomed. I remember those years, great fondness. I thought they were gone forever. You've brought back the joy of building electronic kits. The board components are smaller than they were in the 70s, and my eye needs a little help of a jeweler's helmet. Other than that, I am back in the kit building business. Thank you and keep up the great work, Michael.
Nice. He's
Kit
still just as
building
good.
business.
Yeah.
Actually, there's still a lot of through-hole kits. I mean, I'm actually still designing a couple through-hole kits right now, and we're still using like big parts like megas,
Still
transistors,
made.
LEDs. They're still
Yeah.
pretty big. I mean, it's not like a television.
Yeah.
It's not like a tube.
Yeah.
They're handleable. Fingers.
Okay, next up. We've got some Manufacturing Monday. So, Lady, can you tell me what this is up here?
These are the testers for our LED backpacks. So we have these really lovely LED backpacks that are like very easy to use. They use I2C, and they can draw the 8x8 matrix. And we have a little tester with pogo pins, and we test every pin. And actually, the easiest way to test it is to drive an LED matrix, and it draws a line. And because it's a diagonal line, you wouldn't be able to draw a diagonal line unless it was sequencing through every pin. Because if it's if it's a horizontal or vertical line, that means you have all the LEDs on only on one. You're not only testing one pin, but a diagonal line tests every anode and every cathode. So we have a diagonal line. That's why there's a diagonal line on the LEDs.
Right.
And that's
explanation.
And yeah, there's a board we know to
Yeah.
test it, and our pogo pins and some Perma Proto. And it's like it works. All our we have testers that we've run for years,
Yeah.
and thousands and thousands of boards, and they work fine. So you can build your own testers.
All right.
Do you ever have to make a tester for the tester?
I do have to go through, and when I write the code for the tester, I do remove pins or like spring them out to test to make sure that the
Okay,
test
so
is
you're
working.
the tester.
I'm the tester. But you only need to test the tester once, because then if the tester is correct, then it can test multiple
Who
boards.
tests testers?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's another Watchmen quote I can
Yeah,
pull out,
I
but, like,
got
They're
it.
not.
if
That's
what
not
you're-
the one.
they'll call out for me to test them and I say no. I don't know. Okay. All right. So speaking,
that
Burst
scratched the itch for me.
like tire tread on burst transistor. What? I don't know. That's the first line, right?
So, speaking of manufacturing, so every Monday
Yeah.
we try to do manufacturing posts, and then John Engineer does this like big photo set every first Monday. I got a GoPro camera, and
Okay.
I've been playing around. I used to have a sketchbook, and I used to sketch every day. You remember I send you sketches. Hey, you know.
Yeah.
Now I can't.
They
do
were
that.
just like depressed people.
Oh,
It's art. You want happy art? You got you.
Go elsewhere.
did you draw
No,
a monkey? Put it on Flickr once. I remember.
I only do eyes in depressed art.
All right.
Look up the
So,
monkey
anyways,
on
I don't have
Flickr.
time to sketch, but so tools to me represent sketching. So
Yeah.
this GoPro is a lot of fun. So I've been-
Creative outlet.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out like where are some places where we can do some fun time lapse, and
Everywhere.
everywhere. So these are sketches. We're gonna maybe do some big ones later. John Engineer and I will team up, but these are some sketches. So I have two I want to show you guys.
Okay. First up.
Yeah, these are also on YouTube, but you should check them out. They're very fast.
First one.
Yeah, this is the
First
first
up.
one.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you. This is shipping, and every day we ship.
So you can see the pallets. They're being stacked up.
Yeah.
Stack. And then once they reach person height, we wrap them in this black wrap.
What interests me the most is details on the side. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty quick.
Yeah, and so that one.
That was 8 hours?
No, not at all. That was only like 3 hours towards the end of the day, and those are just some of the skids that we released.
Because it's pretty hypnotic.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So we're up to over 1,000 orders some days, and so that's going out. So that's one, and then here comes the next one. Let's watch.
This was his data loggers coming out. We went data logger crazy. We made like 600 data loggers. You can actually count them. What's funny is it looks like it's going backwards because it's a time lapse, and the time lapse is just enough that it looks like
It's like the Nyquist frequency or something.
yeah, it's like it's not sampling fast enough, so it looks like it's going the rails are going backwards. It's actually going forward. And so each one of these is 6 data logger shields assembled that come out of the oven after picking process.
And that was just the batch going through. That wasn't a loop. That was
like a couple
Okay.
like maybe like 50 or 100 boards. I don't know. I didn't count them.
Got it.
But we
That
make
dying to
about
be a
600 in a day.
Just a
That'll do.
quick programming note here. Don't forget, the code is Father's Day 2013,
Including data logger shields.
including data logger shells. 10% off everything in the Adafruit store. Hope to play some bills and
Play some bills.
pay some
I
bills.
play bills all the time, right?
I play bills. Bing, 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 bing. And anything that's in stock.
Good.
All right. So next up, some new stuff in the Adafruit learning system this week. I probably have to move a little faster, so we'll do
Right,
that.
I'm dwelling. Don't let me
No,
dwell.
it's all good. So in the Adafruit learning system, some fun stuff. First up, Lady Ada, talk about this one.
This
I'll get this out
is
of the way here.
we're starting to do some BeagleBone Black stuff. It's been a little while. We had to get them in the store. We got them in the store. Now working on some tutorials. And we were going to do like a GPIO tutorial, like LEDs and buttons and stuff, and we realized that there was no I/O library in Python. And we really wanted to just reuse our Raspberry Pi tutorials or to have them be cross-compatible. So we actually ended up just making our own GPIO library for Python for the BeagleBone Black, and it does it doesn't do analog in. It does PWM out, GPIO out, and GPIO in, and I think we also got the pull up and pull down resistors working. So, and you can use either like numbers or GPIO numbers. So do check it out. It's beta, but it seems to work. Please try it out. It's the new 3.8 kernel. The kernel's changed how they do stuff from 3.6 to 3.8. I don't know. I haven't used 3.8 yet. I'm only a 3.6 person. But Justin Cooper did an excellent job. So if you have a BeagleBone Black, please download it and try this out.
Okay.
And if you have any bugs, put them in the GitHub.
Good.
Next.
This is what I'm waiting for before I use BeagleBone.
Great, we're ready.
Those things are ready. I'll come
It's
in.
ready.
Cool.
Okay.
We're ready. It's ready.
Python library.
And then this is the tutorial on how to use it.
Yep. Okay. Next up, this is exciting.
Yeah, we have the first of our a couple strings of sous vide Arduino tutorials.
Yeah.
So this is a tutorial for using a Arduino and an LCD shield and a rice cooker to make a sous vide. I'm actually rewriting some of the code to make like the interface a little bit more like menu driven and happy, but it does work as is. It's straightforward and basic, but it uses a PID loop, and it has an auto tuner written by Brett Beauregard, who's awesome and actually does PID loop tuning for a living. So you go to an auto tuner for his PID library, and so you can auto tune your tub of water, and then once you do that, you do that once. It takes like an hour, and then you can cook like steak or fish or eggs or like pretty much anything that you can do with sous vide, and you don't even have to spend like a couple $100 for a sous vide machine. And what's really nice is because it's an Arduino, you can add a lot more complexity and intelligence. Like one of the things I'm going to do with the one that I built is I'm going to make it so I can put an egg in at night, and then it will cook, because it takes like 40 minutes to cook an egg.
Yeah.
That's the only thing with
Yeah.
sous vide is it's wonderful, but it takes like 40 freaking minutes to make an egg. Like it's not like a every day like poached egg, which takes like, well, even a poached egg takes a while because you have to get the temperature right, but it does
Not
take a
40
while.
minutes, yeah.
I'm not going to wake up, send egg, and then like hang out for 40 minutes. I
It's
don't
the
know.
opposite of a microwave.
It's the
Yes.
opposite. It takes a long time.
We're paying for the
But I
microwave
can
now.
put a real-time clock on the Arduino, and then I can have it so that it like will turn on at like 8 o'clock, cook the egg, and it'll be ready for me when I wake up. And I can have it'll be warm and tasty and delicious and ready for breakfast.
Is it? Sorry, but if I'm getting off topic, is it that good? I haven't used.
Yeah, it's
I haven't
pretty tasty.
eaten food that is prepared this way.
It's pretty tasty.
Is it?
It's
that,
very easy.
Is it that good?
I mean, the eggs you'll make from a sous vide are going to be, they're as good as like a poached egg in a really nice restaurant without having to like sit there with an egg and like, because otherwise you have to do it
Okay.
perfectly.
Okay.
Because if you
Right,
wait too long, if you wait too little, the
Right.
whites are runny, and if you
Okay.
take too long, like
Yeah.
so the egg is,
So it's like
the
slowing
first
down
project.
time and cooking at precision. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's also like you infuse things in vegetables and cook them for a really long
Right.
time, and then also meat. You can get a consistent temperature. It'll cook it to like rare, and then you take it out and sear it. Like people really like.
It is
stuff
really
like that.
good. I mean, like it's not like, oh my god, like you know, it's better than anything else in the
Yeah.
world, but it's restaurant quality type food without having to like have made a steak
Yeah.
like every day for the last 25 years.
yeah, and have copper cookware.
Most
something
people who
else,
I know
stuff.
who have a sous vide, like once they like learn how to use it, they usually make all their meals with it.
Okay.
But it does take a little bit longer. You do have to prepare ahead of time. You can't just like
Yeah.
fry up like a piece of chicken. You actually have to prepare it and then cook it, and the cooking can take an hour or hour and a half.
Yeah.
So trade-offs.
Here's some.
Anyways, check out the tutorial.
Yeah, you can see. Here's one of the results here.
Yeah, so these are cooked in the sous vide and then grilled to finish.
Okay. Tutorial update.
USB TD, it's on the learning
Classic.
system.
Yeah. And then, quickly we're going to go over a new product, but this is just setting up your.
This is
Pi.
actually a really hard tutorial to write. How to set up an access point on the Raspberry Pi. There's actually no correct tutorials on this, which I found out while writing this tutorial, because I was like, oh, I'll just check out what other tutorials did and maybe like adapt it if necessary or just link to them. But it turns out that none of them were right. For reasons I don't completely understand, or none of them were complete. This one is complete. This works. It'll restart the access point on boot. It works with all our Wi-Fi adapters. Some people ask us if our Wi-Fi adapters do access point mode. They do. I know because we went through this tutorial. And you can set up a open or closed network.
Okay.
Check it out. It's actually very easy. It's a lot of text, but it's actually only like 20 minutes of typing and like setting up. And you just want to configure it to be exactly like what your network is.
Okay. Next up, let's talk about Circuit Playground. This is one of the reasons Colin's here tonight. So, a lot of people know you, Colin, from your Make Presents series, right?
Yes.
And maybe you could briefly describe what the Make Presents series and what are some of the videos that you did?
Well, the Make Present series was a series of videos going over basically, most of them were component focused, so each one going over a specific component, an electronic component, like the resistor, the capacitor, and covering the basic functionality and some of their history, and how to use them in a small circuit or example project.
Yeah. Very popular videos.
They
Millions of
are.
views.
People tell me they like them.
Foundational videos, if you're into electronics. And you actually did a really neat thing. You actually got materials and you made an LED.
Yeah, I was surprised that worked. That was the first one. The first one of the series I did.
You mail ordered a rock.
I was, I
kept the
tried to
rock.
mail order them, and I ended up finding it in the city at like a Rockstar Gem Shop, it was called. And
That's handy. So
And I was like-
we don't have an electronics supply store where
Yeah.
you can go and get a rock.
yeah,
and then
I
just-
know, but I can go get the rock.
Get the rock.
And it was just like, I read, it's molybdenum. It escapes me right
Molybdenum?
now. Molybdenum. Yeah. Silicon
Gesundheit.
carbide. Yes. So I should be able to maybe just, and yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
Really weird. You can do it too.
Like a LED. It's
and what
very
a-
dim, but it does light up.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes you can search around, you find one that's really bright, and then you realize you're using too much voltage for it. It starts to get dim, but
Yeah.
you like blew it out.
Yeah,
It's really
yeah.
weird.
You have
It's
to use a
pretty
constant
wild.
current source.
Yeah.
So folks are posting up some of your previous videos in the past. On the Ask an Engineer post on the site, I linked to the videos on your site.
Right.
What is your website where they can find all these videos in one place? Because I know you have on your site, you have your Collins
I have
Labs
it.
and you have
I have them.
Make Presents.
Yeah, if you go to colinmel.com, I'm not sure if that redirects to the other domain, but whatever, you just go to colinmel.com and click videos. They should be there.
Yep.
My site's a little dusty right now, but that part has been curated to
Yeah, I linked to it. It all works.
completeness. Yeah, yeah.
And so what a lot of people don't know is you do the filming for these. You write them. You do the music. When there's animations, you do that. And
Right. Yeah.
a lot of people also might not know you do the iOS app Circuit Playground.
Yeah.
Multi-talented.
Sounds good when you
you're-
put it all, lay it all.
You're
out.
a busy guy.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, one thing gets boring. if you do
and
it.
speaking of Circuit Playground, so when you first joined Make, you were working on Circuit Playground, which was an iOS app originally called Circuit Sidekick that you had developed.
Right. When I first joined Adafruit?
Adafruit, yes,
Or
sir.
Adafruit, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yes. Yeah, that was one that I wanted to make an iOS app, and I was like, well, what would it be about? I don't know. I'm not into stuff. Oh, electronics. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so you had,
Yeah.
you had the core of it, and then like you
Yeah.
and I, I love working with you. Like we're like, let's really blow this out.
Yeah.
And then we wanted to come up with a name, so we said, what can this app encompass? And Circuit Playground was the name. I remember I said, no, I said, hey, Playground, and it's like, because this could be more. So then, about 2.5 years ago, I had started the coloring book, Lady A to Z for Electronics, and I knew eventually that you'd be working here at Adafruit. And I also had met someone named Annie Fresh, and she worked at she's on maternity leave, I believe, at Sesame Street. And so Circuit Playground also is Adabot. And so the new series of videos that you're doing is Circuit Playground. You did A is for Ampere, when you want to describe that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, it's Andrea Milliampere is the guy I get to play in it. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
And
It's a nice wig.
it was a nice wig.
Yeah.
It is.
So
it
you
is a
dressed up
lady's
as a
wig.
historical figure,
Yeah.
based on the coloring book.
Right.
You know, because A is for Ampere.
Right. Yes, I dressed up in the video, and the video is about current, electrical current.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the latest one is B is for Battery.
That's right.
And
Recently released.
About
yeah,
batteries.
and I have a still here. I'm going to go to this. So B is for Battery has Adabot, and Adabot's our
They've all
Muppet,
got
our puppet,
Adabot.
and we make a lemon battery. And maybe if there's a little time after
he's
towards
a
the end of the
ham,
show, we'll
Adabot,
do
yeah.
a lemon battery live. Did we have all the stuff, or is it all the stuff not over here? probably don't
We have stuff. I think
Yeah.
we need the nails.
We might
Yeah,
need
the
nails.
nails are.
But we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to watch Circuit Playground now.
Okay.
But I really like how you're able to kind of capture the big picture of very complex things, like how a battery works, what's amps, and then turn it into something that's for children. This is some of the best children's
Time does
television.
wonders for perspective. Like when you could just meditate it. A lot of these things about a lot of the topics for these videos, like the Make Presents videos and stuff like that too. People assume that I'm super knowledgeable about them, but a lot of them I went in cold, and I would just look it up and look it up and look it up
Yeah.
and
Best
get
way
to
to
know.
learn is to teach.
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, exactly. And the best way, you can teach it to somebody is when you just picked it up and you remember freshly. This didn't make any sense.
So we're gonna watch this. It's a few minutes long. A couple minutes. So we're gonna take a little bit of break and Circuit Playground. B is for Battery. Colin, Lady Ada stars Lady
Dim the
Ada,
lights.
and behind the scenes I am Adabot, and it was a good.
Now you
video.
play Adabot.
Yeah. Well, this was all part of the thing. Before I'd be Adabot in the chat here,
Yeah.
but the puppet wasn't ready yet. So
Yeah.
Now
Now your dreams are coming true.
eventually I'm going to be
personas are
off the
split.
show and it won't
Yeah.
be Adabot. So all right.
What?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All
There we
right,
go.
the news to me.
Wow.
Hey Adabot. Have you seen any of my batteries around?
Oh, hi, Lady Ada. I was just thinking about all the energy stored in these batteries, just waiting to be used.
That's right. Batteries are really cool. And they're even cooler when they're used to power my multimeter.
Batteries give us electricity on the go without needing to plug into a wall socket. But there's one thing I don't understand.
What's that, Adabot?
How do we fill batteries up with electricity in the first place?
Well, Batteries aren't really filled with electricity. They're filled with a bunch of components that generate electrical current.
Oh, you mean they have little machines inside?
Not exactly. I think we should look this one up.
Agreed. Accessing database. Battery.
There are two important parts of every battery, the positive and negative terminal. And if we opened up a battery, it would look like this.
Huh. How does that make electricity?
Well, a battery uses chemistry to create electricity. It's called an electrochemical reaction.
Ooh, sounds powerful.
It definitely is. Each terminal in a battery is made of a different kind of material. The negative terminal is made of material that has a lot of extra electrons in it.
It looks pretty crowded in there.
It sure is. And all those electrons really want to get some more space. They want to go over to the positive terminal, which has a lot of holes, so that the electrons can fit into them.
It doesn't look too far. Can't they just jump to the positive terminal?
They can't do that because the battery is filled with a special chemical called electrolyte. And it's very difficult for electrons to move through electrolyte.
That's awful. If they can't move through the electrolyte, how are they going to get to those empty spots on the positive terminal?
By traveling through a circuit. When connected up to a circuit, the electrons can flow through the circuit from the negative to the positive terminal.
They travel through all those parts just to get there?
That's right, and they make all sorts of things happen along the way.
You mean like lighting up an LED or making a motor move?
Exactly, and it all starts inside the battery.
Batteries are powerful. It must be pretty difficult to make them.
Actually, we can make one right here. It's easy.
Right, I'll go get the chemistry set.
Wait, don't go anywhere. Everything we need is right on this table.
Oh, a lemon?
That's right. The juice inside of this lemon makes for a very good electrolyte. This galvanized nail is coated with zinc, and we can use that as our negative terminal. And this shiny copper penny will make a good positive terminal.
So, how do we put it all together?
Easy. First, we roll the lemon while pressing down on it to make sure there's lots of juice flowing inside. Then, insert the penny on the right side. And a galvanized nail on the opposite side.
So simple. Can we test it with the multimeter?
That's a good idea.
Our lemon battery is producing about 1 volt. Is that enough to power an LED?
Not quite, but what we can do is link multiple lemon batteries together in series to increase the voltage.
Excellent. We now have a total of 4 lemon batteries. Now how do we connect them all together?
To connect batteries in series, we connect the positive terminal of one battery to the negative terminal of the one next to it. We'll use these alligator clips.
Now the 2 remaining terminals can connect to our LED.
Correct.
Wow, it really does work. An LED powered by lemons.
Not just lemons. Don't forget, Adabot, it's the lemon, the zinc nail, and the copper penny that work together to create the electrochemical reaction that generates current.
And they sure do make a lot of juice.
They sure do, Adabot.
We'll never have to buy batteries again.
Well, even though we did make a working battery, they're quite large, and they wouldn't fit in my multimeter, so for now I think we should continue buying batteries.
Oh, can we make lemonade instead?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
And that was our weekend with Adabot.
All right. And congratulations on the fantastic animation. I looked around when we were doing research, and there was no really good way to illustrate how battery works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good work.
Thanks. Yeah, it's it need to be said. Needed to.
Yeah.
Tension. A lot of tension there. Pushing and pulling.
Yeah. So
Inside
next
the
one
battery.
is C is for capacitor. Internally at Adafruit, we're doing tryouts, and someone's going to be Cappy because Cappy's a character, and we'll see how it goes. So that's what's next. All right. So we're going to keep moving. Show might be a couple minutes late, but we got new products. We got a couple more things to do. Next up, I have to show one thing. So within the first couple days, get the box of tissues out, everybody. You're going to start crying when you see this. Within the first couple days of the video being out, this is what someone tweeted. This is a 3-year-old, and the
3
the
years
mom,
old.
the mom or dad said, "Hey, look at my 3-year-old future engineer making a lemon battery already."
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That's good kitchen table electronics.
Yeah.
A multimeter, you got some alligator clips.
Yeah.
She's
Good times.
I promised I
focused,
wouldn't
too.
cry on the show,
Aw.
but
It's all right.
but it's super cute. All right.
You're only human.
Next up, Wearable Wednesday. Okay, so Wearable Wednesday this week, we have a new series of videos. This one is a teardown video of wearable stuff. So, all this cool wearable tech's coming out, Fitbits and glass and all this stuff. We found this cool glove, and Becky did a video.
That's right.
Let's go to the video.
Hey everybody, we got something really cool at Adafruit and I want to show it to you. It's a glove to improve your golf swing, and we didn't know quite how it worked and like what the sensors were inside, and so I asked Lady Ada to help me out.
Hey everybody! Yeah, thanks Becky. Yeah, this is a cool sensor glove that tells you how much you're gripping your golf club, so it'll improve your swing. Too much grip, too little grip. So let's open this up and see how it does that. Okay, so this glove has sensors in each of the fingers, and that's kind of an interesting way of doing it. So let's check out these pressure sensors. So inside is this sort of, it looks like some sort of clear balloon, and the sensor is actually not in here. This is just air, like an air pocket. And there's a little plastic tube that comes down the length of the glove and out to this electronics piece here. You can remove the electronics piece pretty easily. You just snap this open. And what's interesting is you can see there's 4 ports, and these are kind of rubbery. Actually, there's a soft rubber, and it mates with this soft rubber here, so there's an airtight seal. Let's open this up by getting these torque screws off. I'm going to use the very nice torque set that we have in the store. Okay, let's do this thing. So what's interesting is that this is a common technique. There's a piezo that's attached to the body, and this is what makes it beep. So when it beeps at you, this is a little piezo disc, and the contacts are over here, and they're little springs. And so this gives it like something strong to vibrate against, and it kind of makes this act like a sounding board. And you can see there's a hole in here. There's a port for the piezo so the sound can come through. This is the battery that powers it, so it's a CR2016. And now we've got some chips and some sensors, and to check this out in more detail, let's look under the microscope so we can get some really good images. Okay, we've got this on the USB microscope. That'll make it a lot easier to read these part numbers. For example, this is a microchip PIC16F914, so it's a very basic microcontroller for microchip, probably good for low power. It's 8 or 16 bits. It's got enough horsepower to take all the sensor data and drive the little LCD, but it's not like a microcomputer. It's not running Linux. It's very basic. There's some capacitors around it. Over here there is a 16044 ST. I'm not sure exactly what that is off the top of my head, but it's probably some sort of op amp or conditioner for these sensors. And then over here we have, let's see if we can get that part number, a 172 also from Microchip. These guys really like Microchip. You can see the Microchip logo here, here, and here. And this might be part of the power supply or also some more conditioning. There's a lot of resistors and capacitors over here. This might also be the piezo driver. And then here's the sensors. So the pads in every finger, there's a little rubber tube that comes out and it actually connects to this port. And let's see if we can get the part number off of this too. So using the very close view of the microscope, we see it says SMS420C L1L0261. So that's the part number for the sensor. We'll check out what all these components are using a computer and a search engine. We can look up some data sheets. The nice thing about this design is you can have the pads in the fabric in here, and this is very washable, while keeping the electronics separate over here. You know, if this breaks, you can replace it. If this breaks, you can replace it. I like the modular design, and very washable as well.
Thanks, Lady Ada. I never knew that golf was such a hotbed of sensor innovation. We hope to do a lot more of these teardowns, so if there's a piece of wearable technology that you're dying to see the insides of, post about it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube so you never miss a video.
All right. Okay. So one of many teardowns, I think.
The first.
And what a good first one, I think, because what a neat little piece of engineering.
Yeah. I think it was cute. You know what, the thing is, I found the data sheet for the op amp and the DAC that drives the piezo and the microcontroller, but I never found the part for the pressure sensor. I couldn't correlate the part marking to a part number, so I don't know who makes the pressure sensor.
And that's the trivia question for tonight. No. Sorry, guys.
It's actually
if Lady Ada can't find it,
I couldn't find it. Yeah. And I didn't search for more than a half hour, but I was surprised. I thought it would be a standard part, but it was something else. But it is analog. Just thought it was interesting. It's an analog output because there's a quad op amp next to it.
That's pretty wild.
So we're gonna skip Pi Day because we're just gonna go right into new products.
New.
But we have a Pi related thing. So first up, before we get into new products, code is Father's Day 2013.
For sure.
Yeah, you guys do a little switching. It's new product time. And here we go. All right, Lady Ada.
All right, I'm over here.
Yeah, it's new product time. So first up is the Bare Conductive
Classroom pack.
Yeah, this is a classroom pack.
So this is a pack. We have the Bare Conductive cards in the store and pens. And the cards are kind of an easy way to get started. It's a safe, non-toxic way to build a conductive circuit. And so this classroom pack is chock full of goodies. So there's a CD with instructions. There's the instruction worksheet for a teacher. And then there's enough parts to make 30 cards. 10 different designs. Oh, there you go. Sorry. 10 different designs, 3 different LEDs, 10 pens, and then these adorable little cards. And each card actually has the instructions on the side for basically how to do it, and use the conductive pens to make the trace, and then you punch the LED through, and then you kind of glue it on. You punch the battery through, and you kind of glue it on with the pen. The pen is just a little bit adhesive. And then you put a little bit here, and then that acts as like a mechanical switch. This is a little happy robot with a sort of a key thing on top. And then you make a little card, and then you can put right on the inside, happy birthday from a robot. And there's 10 different robot designs. It's very cute, and there's 30 of them. So it's great for classrooms of 20 to 30 people. A couple extra if you have 20. If you have 30, then everyone can build it. And they just share the pens because the pens have actually a lot of conductive material.
If you need to adjust that camera, that's not there for any reason other than it was just put there.
Well, I wanted to show the whole box.
That's nice.
Okay, sorry. So the batteries, 30 batteries, 10 pens, 30 LEDs, instructions, and the CD.
Party in a box right there.
Yeah, also good for birthday parties. Yeah, this would be a good activity for a party.
All right.
Next up.
Yeah, next up, we'll go through these pretty fast.
We are going to go through these fast.
Yeah, so these are the little scratch-off cards here.
Yeah, I'm not going to scratch them off. but I will show the cards so people
Yeah.
can see
They're
what
kind of like lotto
is up.
tickets, you know. If you scratch off the little pieces.
Yeah,
those
so
are
there's a
cool.
little gold.
Yeah.
Oh, we just thought these were kind of cute and fun. And if if you're making a card, again, if you're making a card
Yeah.
for someone, you want to make it special.
And it doesn't have to
So
be
these have
complex.
these have little squares, and you can scratch them off. There's even a scratcher included, and then you can write inside of the card. And it's by Social Network, Copernicus Toys. It's cute. And so we have one that's just pixels, and when you scratch them off, they turn like this green neon color, and that's cute. And then we have one, it's called the Nixie scratch card, but like, I don't mind like putting in the true product name, but it ain't Nixie, it's 7-segment. Although Nixie sounds cooler, so I can understand why they did that. And they even give you a like little font table on the back, like here's what
Yeah.
characters you can make. And then you scratch off, it's actually not even sex, it's a hex segment, 7-segment-esque hex segment, and you can scratch them off and make a little like message, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 4. So, you know, a short message to someone you like. And you can write inside the card and put something inside if you need to. And yeah, these are very cute and simple and good for gifts.
Okay. Next up. By the way, we're going to extend the show just a few minutes since we had a bunch of stuff going on and
Yeah.
some videos. So George,
had so many
George
videos.
just gave us the green light.
Yay, George.
Right there. So next up, I'll do this one while you're getting ready. This is My Little Geek. This is a really cool book, and you know what this does is it kind of continues on if you're into the A through Z of electronics. E is for electronics. This is A through Z of geeky things for kids. A is for Android. B is for binary. C is for caffeine.
Yeah, I'll show the book.
K is for night. L is
Real
for
fast.
elite. N is for ninja.
It's 6 inches by 6 inches, and it's like a kind of standard baby's kid, young child cardboard book. So it's very sneezy. It's very durable, and it's very big characters, so they can start. When they start reading, they can start to read all the words. The illustrations are really beautiful. They're kind of this nice. It's on. I think they're oil, maybe, or I don't know what they are, but they're definitely painted onto a canvas and then scanned in, and they're really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Really
So,
thick
yeah.
pages too. Like you can give this to a really young kid.
They can gnaw on this. This is delicious. It comes with at least like 7 minerals and vitamins inside of it, and they're coming with a couple more. This is actually, I think this was either a Kickstarter or some other like Indiegogo type thing.
There's a lot of books coming out for kids that normally couldn't get a publisher, but
Yeah.
now with Kickstarter and Indiegogo, they're actually
Yeah.
they're happening.
By Andrew and Sarah Spear. So hopefully they have a little geek.
Yeah. Okay. Next up. So I don't think. I did get both photos. Great. I kind of had a flurry of things. So these are those super handy. This is a continuation of what you had
Yes.
before. So these
We
are.
had the A plug and the USB micro B, and now we have the A socket shell, which you can. It's actually, those photos were really clear, but I'll show what you get. You get these 3 parts. These 2 parts snap together, and then you get the socket for a USB A. And actually, I'm going to use it in the next project I want to show off. And on the back, there's these 4 pins, and you can solder them very easily. It's super easy. You can make like a charger with them. You want to connect something to a USB host, whatever. Just like without having to shred a cable. Super easy. Colin, you were saying that you hated shredding
I
cables.
have a graveyard of half cables.
Yeah,
Yep.
it sucks. This is so much better. You make them any size you want. You can connect to like existing cables. You can splice cables. And this is the Mini B. And the Mini B is, you get all 5 pins, because some people were asking, do you get all 5 pins? You get all 5 pins. We would not shortchange you with only 4 pins. You get that extra pin, which normally you don't use anyways. But if you were going to use it, it's there. So all 5 pins, and you can connect to them. And then there's this shell, and then even a nice little rubber gasket thingy. So rock on. We now have a female, a male, micro B, and mini B. We're stuck on the other ones because they sold out, but we have these now. So we'll get more of the others.
Okay.
Rock on.
Next up. Flora Starter Pack.
Flora Starter Pack. Actually, can you let's leave this photo because it's actually kind of the best photo.
Yeah.
This is, we worked with Becky Stern, head of, director, head, I don't know.
Head director.
Lead, wearable, I don't know. I don't remember the
She's in
name.
charge of all our wearable efforts.
She's in the wearable biz here.
She is the business.
She is the biz
Yeah.
for wearables, and so she's like, well, I want to have a pack that's for like a very good beginner's pack that's less than $50. And I'm like, I can do you one better. It's going to be $45. less than $45, and it comes with all these fine things. First, it comes with. Can we have?
Oh, you want to go back?
I was going to talk about the things. On top, it has 12 alligator clips. You get 12. 6 different colors, 2 of each. These are really nice alligator. I love these alligator clips. Custom made for us. You get a battery extension cable. Becky says they're the best thing ever made for her specifications, so you know it's good. To the left there's a spool of our 3-ply conductive thread. It's awesome. A AAA battery holder and some AAA batteries. We decided to go with AAAs because it's much safer than using a LiPo. These is good for younger people or people who are not, so experienced with dealing with LiPo batteries and a little bit extra handling. We want to make this super easy and safe for people. Everyone's got AAAs. Everyone knows what they are. Can you hide me? Thanks. Because I was blocking the NeoPixels. How can I do that? You get 4 NeoPixels. Everyone loves these things. They're great for making Flora pants or Flora umbrellas or whatever. They're blinky. They RGB LEDs, chainable. They're great. You also get a Flora. It's the best wearable platform that we carry. Also the only one. And a pack of 20 needles. Those needles are really good because they're an arrangement, but there's 4 of them that are really good with this thicker thread. If you end up getting thinner thread that we carry, you can use that. There's also other needles, you can use them. They're handy. Basically, it turns out just to be easier to get a whole pack of needles than individual needles. $45. Perfect for getting started. You can build a Blinky project, add more pixels, add sensors, but it's like kind of the bare minimum, which we wanted to have since we already had the GPS pack, but it's like $100.
Yeah, it's not we'll have more wearables coming soon, so we have a fantastic line of sensors for Flora. Colin, you were starring in
we already have the best sensors.
Amplify.
I was honored to be, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I think the photo that I was going to use to intro the show, the photo I was going to intro for you in the show is there's you with your
behind the
glowing,
scenes.
That's like Instagram-y.
Glowing
that kind of represents how bright the pixels are.
They're really bright.
Yeah.
They're very intense. The saturation. It's crazy.
And pretty soon we'll have our other wearable platform, Gemma, so we're working on that. Next up, we've got...
I'm rushing through these.
Yeah, we've got a really fun couple products
So this is
here.
in fact a couple of projects. This is a coupler. This is a inductive coupled and charging kit, and you get the transmitter and receiver, and I'm showing it over there, demo, and we'll get this floor out of the way. You get 2 halves, and they're basically 2 halves of a transformer when they're put next to each other. And you put 9 volts in one way, 5 volts come out the other. You need to put in 9 volts because actually the efficiency of these things is not so great because it's an air core transformer. It kind of sucks. Like, you're not supposed to do that, but this is handy because you don't have to have it touching. You can have it separated by a couple millimeters. Depending on how much current you want to draw. If you're willing to draw as little as like 50 milliamps, I think you can have it a half an inch away. But the farther it gets, the efficiency just plummets. So if you want to draw like 500 milliamps, you do need to have it like 2 or 3 millimeters away. And I will...
We're going to do a live demo. Is this the first conductive, or I'm sorry... inductive charging ever on live...
What?
On live streaming?
I really hope it works.
Yeah.
All right, so we have
let's
your
say it
old
is.
phone, and then maybe I'll turn this off so it's a little more
Okay.
visible. You have your phone. It's connected through a cable to the other half of the inductor, and then over here I have the inductor connected to a power supply.
Okay.
And now it's not coupling. You have to have them be coaxial and very close
Oh my God,
for
it
it to
works.
start. And yeah, you can have it a couple millimeters away, and you can have any material between. It can be air, plastic, glass, leather, as long as it's non-ferrous. You can't have something that is metal, metallic, that would, cause problems with the
works.
propagation, because what it's doing is it's creating a magnetic field that's then coupling into here. But it does work. It can draw up to 500 milliamps if it's really close.
Yeah. Do you want to put it all under the camera so you can see it better?
Yeah. Sorry, it's freaking out 'cause it's like not. And yeah, you can have it be a little bit not coaxial, but you pretty much want it to be right on top of each other for it to work best. But it can be at a distance of a couple
Now
millimeters.
take it away far, and then, and then put it together.
Yeah.
And you can hear it. Clink. Yeah.
It works.
That's great.
So there you go.
That's cool. Okay.
Good for all sorts of projects, but yeah, just keep in mind the efficiency is low because it's low efficiency. But same sort of thing that's used in rechargeable toothbrushes. If you have a rechargeable toothbrush, and
Okay.
you're like, if you put it in and it like charges up. Okay.
All right.
No touch.
Next up,
I think we didn't do everything yet.
almost. Next up,
Oh.
this was a big deal this week. Tor plus Raspberry Pi plus Adafruit onion pie.
Onion pie.
Yeah, so onion
Which
pie.
could be really good, like a savory pie.
Onion pie. Kind of like a shepherd's pie,
cheese
perhaps.
on it.
Shepherd's pie, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good. Like if they're like roasted.
Yeah,
onions.
so
Okay.
Okay.
this
We're all down with that.
Yeah, so this is our. I guess this is if you're concerned about all that NSA stuff, or if you're interested in privacy and security. This is a fun way and an easy way to just add Tor to your network.
Yeah.
And it does it in a very cool way because lots of people have phones and iPads and tablets, and you can't run an anonymizing service on that.
Yeah.
Very difficult. So you just plug this in via Ethernet, and it broadcasts Tor. Right?
Yeah.
Is that the overview?
Basically, that's all you do. It's Ethernet connected to whatever DHCP supplying internet provider you have, either your home router, your work router. If you're at a conference, you just plug it into the wall. And then on the other side, there's that access point that I wrote the tutorial for, and it transmits a WPA encrypted secure access point that when you go through that access point, it will automatically Tor route everything. So Tor is like a relay hopping protocol. It'll take your packets and it'll kind of randomize where it goes. Just make sure that it doesn't make it so that if you log into your account, that account is private. If you log into an account, then it's identifying you. But if you want to browse anonymously, or you want to set up a new email account and you don't want that email account to be tied to your IP address, that's a good time to use this. It's not for, hey, I already have like a Facebook account, I'm going to go connect to Facebook through this. You're identifying yourself by connecting to Facebook because that has your name, address, social security number,
Well,
whatever.
let's say if you're in another country and you're trying to get democracy going, and the current regime doesn't like democracy, you could set up a local.
This probably won't solve all your problems, but it
you can communicate
in
without
the door.
maybe someone snooping, though. That's the point, right?
It can make it harder. It can make it harder for someone to figure out where you're communicating from and where you're going to.
Yeah.
But it's just very restrictive. It doesn't kind of solve all your problems. A lot of people are like, oh, like this makes me totally anonymous. You still have to like
Timing is a thing.
you have to like clear out your browser cache. You have to make sure you have no cookies. But if you do use Tor correctly, it's a very powerful way to anonymously use the web without having any connection to your existing identity. So you can create a new identity or do anonymous browsing. It's used by journalists often. They don't want governments to know that they're in the country, so they'll enter a country and then they'll use Tor to send data.
The Tor project was sponsored by the Navy.
Partially, yeah.
Partially. So it's you have operatives in other countries. You don't want we don't want our people caught if they're like trying to help individuals out there.
Yeah, it's used by nearly everybody. It's used by a lot of people for different purposes, and that's actually kind of good because the more people who use it, the more kind of randomized, anonymous. The more difficult it is to figure out what people are using it for. And then if you build this project, it's a pretty easy project, but you can extend it by becoming a relay. Or if you're feeling adventurous, you can become an exit node, which is one of the final points where data comes out. There are some like legal implications of that, so you should read the Tor website. It's especially your ISP may not like that, but if you run an ISP or if you're in a university and you have permission, you can run an exit node using the Pi.
I'll tell you what I like about this, and Colin can chime in on this, is the Pi is this little tiny platform that you can add a very specific feature. You're working on a cool project that might be out soon. It's a what?
It is a small. It's a monitor and a controller for Bitcoin mining devices.
So a Pi Bitcoiner.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Pi miner. Yeah.
Pi miner. You got to come up with a name. We did Onion Pie. Someone said like there was a
Can't do Pi miner.
Pinion Pie.
No, Onion Pie is better.
Onion Pie. We like Onion Pie. So you have to
It's
come up with a name for
clear.
it. Yeah.
Get onions, get pie.
Okay, it'll be a food thing.
Doesn't have to be.
Right.
Coin Pie.
I'll let you
Bitcoin.
know.
Yeah. Pi coin.
What's wrong with Pi miner?
Bit Pie. I don't know. All right.
Coin pie. All right, that's all the new products.
That was new products. Good.
Chop.
Good work, folks. Okay, so next up, we only have a couple minutes left, and we'll try to race through a couple questions real fast for Colin and Lady Ada. Hopefully they're Colin questions, so ask
Colin
questions
questions.
for Colin right away.
'Cause, hey,
ask away.
I'm
We only got a few minutes, so we actually have to jam out of here pretty soon.
Oh, right.
And then we're going to do a giveaway.
You get a
Oh, yeah,
lemon.
lots
I want
to
to
do.
call it Plan 9 or Colin's Pie for this thing.
All right. Oh, ooh.
Colin's pie.
Yeah.
Then you really only get to do one project.
I will enter those in the suggestion box.
I guess one other thing I should mention, this is way coming soon, it's not out yet, but you're working on a video game in the Circuit Playground world.
Yes, that too. That's
Yeah.
well underway.
Oh, here's a
In
quick
fact.
one. Any chance you'll carry linear actuators in the Adafruit store?
We're working on getting some linear actuators. I don't know which type or which brand. There's just a lot of different kinds. We want to make sure it's an inexpensive but good one for hobbyists.
Colin, are you going to go to Maker Faire New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Okay.
It's here.
What
I'm
software,
there.
What software do you use for your animations?
I have used a few different softwares. The last one that I have been using is Apple Motion. Yes, but After Effects is really good, and yeah,
Yeah.
like the vectors.
Where do you get your PCBs made?
Advanced circuits.
Advanced circuits.
It's like, of
All
course.
right. Why does the OTG cable block the Dewey programming port?
I don't know. Ask the Dewey designers. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one for the forums on Arduino.cc.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know the Dewey design. I didn't design the Dewey.
All right. All right. That's all the questions we can do tonight.
That is, we have to go.
All right, folks. We're going to do a trivia question.
Give stuff away.
It's time to give stuff away.
Better
Lady
than
Ada,
questioning.
what are the rules? Last time I forgot to mention the rules.
Yeah, and of course, it's like the one
And
time we
then-
didn't mention them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I forgot them, so
Saw
I
that,
entered
yeah.
even though I
It
won.
went-
If you've won before, you can't enter
Yeah.
this
Went
contest.
awry.
You should know that because you've probably watched the show for 4 years.
Yeah.
But as a reminder, don't enter if you won something. The first person to enter the correct answer into the chat
Yeah.
wins the prize.
Yeah, there's a thing now. So there's people watching this on YouTube and there's people on Ustream. There's no way to coordinate this. So
You have to be in the Ustream
you
chat.
should be in the Ustream.
It's a Ustream thing.
Yeah, you should be watching Ustream.
If you've
you
won
want
before, go to YouTube, and then you don't have the risk of
Yeah.
accidentally typing in the answer. I don't know how
Yeah,
you can
'cause
accidentally type something.
The streams
but
are all synced up. Sometimes people
Yeah.
watch the recorded show and they think it's live and they send in.
That's funny.
They've sent in. They've emailed the answer.
Okay.
And I think sorry, just watch the show. They understand. They just realize it wasn't live.
I feel like I
Yeah.
might have done that. At
You
some
have
point.
to be live. Okay.
All right, so here it is.
What's the prize?
It's an onion pie.
Ooh,
Wow, really?
It's an onion pie. Yeah, we want to get these out of there. We want to get these out in the world.
hot and
Okay.
piping.
We want
Wow.
it's a big deal.
That's a prize.
Yeah, first person to post a link to the Learn tutorial for onion pie, very specific, gets it.
Wow, that's a big
Listen
prize.
up.
Yeah.
You still have to build it.
What is the
Still have to
question?
do. They just have to post a URL to
Oh,
the
that's it?
learning system
Oh.
that has the exact URL to the.
That's all?
That's all. You know,
No, we don't have a lot of time here. We can't. And we can't ask like a
browsers
complicated
are firing up.
question.
Right.
And,
Remember, you can't enter if you've won before.
Yeah.
This is. We want everyone to win.
So it's here we go.
I never won.
Chicago Way. Congratulations, Chicago Way.
Go Chicago.
You can have it your way or Chicago Way, but you're gonna have an onion pie your way.
Go Bears.
Can't say hold the onions on this one. So email support@adafruit.com and we will send you out a
Onion pie.
This is an excellent prize.
You can't win because you're our friend. You know we'd give you these prizes.
You have all these. You have
Yeah,
everything.
you have
here.
everything here.
Yeah. Anyone who
What
works
do
at
you give?
Adafruit gets pretty much all the electronics they
You get
want. We
everything
haven't
you
had to
want.
cut anyone off yet. We have a pretty liberal
Try not
policy.
to ask for too much, but thank you.
Oh, you're such a good guy.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Colin, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks, that was really fun.
We want to
Thank
have Colin on the
you.
show more.
We don't have a MOSFET. We do have a Colin.
Yeah.
on.
Well, just real quick. Well, I have to always show. Here's MOSFET. He's hanging out. He's fine. He's very meowy.
He's very meowy.
Yeah.
I wish MIDI could meet MOSFET.
Yeah.
We could do a little cat party one day.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So we'll see everybody
That's
next week.
Next
Yeah.
week.
Thanks for joining us in this adventure. It looks like a successful multi-broadcast. I
Multicast.
learned some things with Wirecast, by the way. The third time you authorize Ustream to broadcast, it works.
Okay.
It takes 3 times.
All right.
Not once. That's why.
Write it down in the
3.
secret code book,
Yeah.
where we keep these things.
Yeah.
No,
And-
post it on the web so other people actually see it.
Yeah,
and
I'm
use
gonna
it
write a
and fix
tutorial
it.
on maybe how all this runs.
That would be nice.
With that, here is your moment of Zener. Good night, everybody.
Later.